Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tai Chi Explorations. We are, I don't know, about 2/3 of the way through, and we've actually got a lot in our Tai Chi toolkits so far. For those of you who are taking it for the first or near first time, and also for those of you who have been just here exploring with us, though, I hope you keep exploring as we move forward. Let's warm up with some of our favorite warm-ups. Why don't we start shoulder width apart? And let's just start with gazing to the moon from Master Yang's wellness exercises. I have to go back a little bit here. And I think the way this is done is we rotate our arms and our gaze follows up to about the height of our hands, and we push down. And our arms never go beyond like 45 degrees while they're straight. 45 degrees up, kind of, and then they bend. Nice, nice. And what I'd like you to do is work on very long spines while you do this. So especially as you push down, feel that head lifting up, that long spine. And maybe breathe in and out. Your gaze comes to level as you come down. One more time. And now, how about waving arms like the waves? Up. And as you come down, you're like pushing something into water and up. Just think something floating like you're at the beach. Nice. You've still got that very long spine. Your weight is centered. Again, you can breathe in and out with this exercise. Nice. And rock spreads its wings. We're going to come up and out. These are your wings. You're going to beat them in. Bend your knees a little bit. Beating in. And then let the air go through your feathers as you come out. You should feel the power of your muscles in your back. Really controlling this. You should feel very extended all the way to your fingertips. Your powerful wings as you beat in, and the feathers just letting the air through as you come out. And again, you can breathe in when you go up and breathe out as you come in. It's almost like the air doesn't exist when you beat out, and then like it has a lot of viscosity. It's very thick as you beat in. Just imagine that. You can really feel it coming out. And then we're going to push down. Nice. We haven't done much here with our balance. So let's put one leg out and come over and pick up our other foot and go out. Kelly does this a lot. Inside, outside, sort of big toe, little toe. And bring it back in, and maybe first position for dance. Remember how we turn out and shift over all of our weight out. Big toe, little toe, nice. Practicing turning out that way. We haven't done that yet. It's a good exercise. And then over to the other side, and we're going to do toe, heel, toe, heel. If you can, just hit them. Keep your weight back, but you can put weight on it if you want. Bring that back. Shift over. Nice Tai Chi pull. And again, on the other side. Nice. And if you want to, how about picking a foot up and down, out, over, and up, down, up. You can come only this far if you want, that's fine too. Or you can come all the way up. Again, keeping our poles very straight. Nice. Back in here, let's, different now. We're going to do that hug a tree, right? Elbows down, head up. I like to feel my head up and my body just hanging. I'm going to open. How am I opening now? Like a big tree. Nice, beautiful. And closing. And standing up as we open is different than rock spreads its wings. I want you to feel as if there really is a tree. Really is a tree. You are one big round circle, and you can feel your body and all your connections onto that tree, and you even imagine it across your back. Nice. Elbows drooping down. Nice. And down. And then, of course, the ever popular knee bumps, right? So wherever is comfortable for you, we're going to bump out. Make sure this knee keeps going this way, and this knee bumps out this way. And the reason I'm going down when I do this is because it's like that sit in the chair. It's much easier to turn out here if you've relaxed what we call your waist, that lower back, like you're sitting in a chair. Let's do it on the other side. And bump, 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 bump. I have another class, we dance for this. Why not? Just enjoy it. All right.
Dee Dee?
Yes.
I was trying to ask a weird thing with my computer. When you're doing that, are you shifting your weight are you shifting your weight? I forget.
Yes. Yes. So my weight is over here, and I have enough weight over here, just my legs weight mostly.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like I don't have my center's weight, but the leg is down there. It's like I drop my leg there. The leg's weight is there. But so I don't have to be like this where there's almost no weight on this leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I could have more weight there, but you want to be enough grounded, enough rooted so that you can pivot on that heel and feel the pivot.
Yeah. So it's not just like, it's not just barely touching. It's substantial.
No, I think that would be really hard, right?
Yeah.
That would be very hard to do and balance, and not that we
Yeah.
can't, not if we've been doing Tai Chi for a while, not that we can't. It just sounds a lot harder than, that's not the point. The point is to just remind us all of these things. I want to talk a little bit about body shape, because in all the things we've just done, we have been doing Tai Chi body shape, but we haven't really talked about it. So one of the first things that we do in our Tai Chi body shape is we are very long and tall along our spine. So we've made room along our spine vertically. It's not as long as it could possibly get, because in Tai Chi, we never make anything as long as it can possibly get, right? We always have room to go a little further, but we are feeling nice and extended. So we think about a vacuum at the top of our head. So let's just sort of build a body shape position. So be relaxed, and in our parallel horse stance here, shoulder width apart or wherever is comfortable for you. And let that first of all, maybe put a very, very light fishbowl on top of your head, and then let it go up, because there's a little vacuum above your head. Should make you feel like you have a very long neck, and let your body feel, and let your shoulders just really relax all the way down your arms to your fingertips. And you feel, in fact, all the way down your body, so that you feel extended and suspended, like somebody hung you on a coat hanger, only it feels comfortable, right? Because you've got this vacuum above your head, pulling gently, gently, gently up. And you get to be as extended as feels comfortable. Don't go too far. Can you still breathe in and out? Should be no tension there. Then we're going to bring up our arms to that kind of hug a tree position, keeping those shoulders down. And we're going to let those elbows droop a little bit. And then we're going to be a little bit, someone's going to put a little bit of helium, not too much, so they don't going to quite float. We're going to try to make those arms comfortable, but we're going to be sort of blow them up a little bit from the inside. So that they feel full. Well, your arms feel very full and extended just a little bit more. So our shoulders are down, our elbows are drooping, our head is up, and we have a circle. I want you to make that circle that you had when we were imagining the tree. So your chest is the center of your chest is a little recessed. And when you do that, you feel this expansion across your back. And I want you to feel like that expansion continues all the way to your fingertips. Nice. Now, I want you to sit on that chair. So let's actually sit a little bit. Sit, 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 sit. Yeah. See everybody going down a little bit. And come up. And how about very straight locked legs? You don't want that. Unlock. Now start to sit on a bar stool. Start to sit. And tell me about your bubbling well. We talked about that last week. And if this gets tiring, you can just bring your arms down a little bit and hold a sack of apples or something, because it can get tiring to hold it up. So, or you can move it out. As long as you're feeling the circle, don't lose your circle. Nice. Nice. So this is our body shape. And another exercise we can do, we can bring one arm up and one arm under. And I want you to think of a big blob, sort of silvery blob with maybe water on the outside, just floating there. And you're coming around. And then you're going to sort of scoop off the water with the heel of your hand right at the top. And then you're going to put your hands back on the water of this blob that's floating and come around it and come back and scoop off the top. And when you do, you're not going to get too close to your body and get all close. No, we're still sort of hugging a tree the whole time. This is like our open and close in Tai Chi. It has something that looks like this too, because that's where we start to rub off that water. When we're really closing in Tai Chi, there's this palm out. So you probably know that from things you've done. Sometimes the arm is closed, the hand closes earlier, sometimes later. Nice. And back into our body shape. Lovely. So the thing about body shape is you should always feel that if you should feel a little bit like a balloon. And if whatever you're doing, this or something else, if you get too close to your body, it's too close. After a while, it's like you're sort of a springy person. And if your circle starts to, as long as it's a circle, you're kind of okay, but the tighter the circle gets, the more the circle wants to expand out. All right? It's just sort of there. So we're never going to come like this, right? We're never going to get like this. We're always going to be a little bit like this, because that's where we don't have to push out too much, and that's where we're not contracted too much. All right, so looks good. Looks good. All right, so that's our body shape, and we've hit it a lot, but we haven't actually done much with it. Any questions about anything we've done so far? Any questions about last week that you kind of brought with you? All right, then what I am going to suggest we do today is look at body turning and our body shape and what happens with our arms. And I'd like to do that with a movement called press. And not everybody is necessary in our class is necessarily going to know press. So, and roll back. But I think it's going to be helpful to use those. So if you know those, it's going to be easier for you. So what we're going to do is start with an arm right in front of our body. This is what we call a ward-off arm. And you'll notice I have this kind of a, look at that. No matter which way you look at it, it's a gently bent arm, right? It's a gently bent arm. And our arms in Tai Chi usually are always showing this kind of bend. Not always, but a lot. So if you're here, pushing down, there's that bent arm, right? If you rotate your hands, there's that bent arm, right? Right. In this case, we've also bent our elbow. So that we have this bent arm in front of us. And in a move prior to the moves we're going to talk about today, our upper body is to the corner and our arm, our bent arm, is in front of us, bending around just in front of us. And we talk about, and in that move, I talk about anyway, bringing a little bird up on you, just a very small little bird up to show somebody, perched on your arm, and you've pet its tail. All right, so you're like right like that. So it's right sitting on your arm and you're petting its tail. Nice, nicely done. And again, you're not like this, you're like this. Those shoulders are down, remember? Good body shape, shoulders are down, and our we're sitting a little bit in that chair, just a little bit. Nice, nice. And our upper body is like this. So what we do in this movement is we're actually going to rotate this arm. We're going to rotate this arm. And then, because as I told you before, right? You have an arm like this, and you rotate this arm, you're also going to sit it up so that you don't always do that when you rotate this arm, but you're going to do it here. So you get this curve, see? So you get the same curve. So you can rotate it back, and you want that curve. So how are you rotating it? You're rotating it by turning your forearm. And then your wrist gets involved. Make sense? Nancy Lucero calls this the Queen's Wave, right? The Queen's sitting in the car. We have a king. I mean, we don't, but the United Kingdom has a king now. And what do you say?
We have the queen here.
Oh, wonderful! Spain has a queen. Yes, and if the queen is being presented somewhere, and has to wave at everybody for 2 hours, waving like this is a really bad idea. So just a very gentle movement, and you can do it with the forearm if you want, or you could do it with the wrist. You see? I'm holding my forearm now, but this is a forearm wave. Okay? It's gentler for hours. All right, so she talks about the Queen's Wave. What we're going to talk about is this curve, because we're into body shape today. And we're going to just rotate it like this. So here, so you can see it. It's just rotating like this. I came back to square. See, when my chest is square, if I don't do anything with this, it's going to be right here. See, right here. If actually that's not quite true. Let's see. Where is it going to be? Ah, it's going to be here. Right, that's where it should be. All right. So I'm going to show you what's going to happen from the front, and then I'll do it from the side. So my chest is going to be all the way, this is my right hand, by the way, my right arm. My chest is going to be all the way here, all the way to the corner. And I am going to turn, and I'm going to be like a mechanical doll. As I turn square, my arm is going to open up a little here, and it's going to rotate and push out like we just practiced. Okay, so from here, I'm to the corner. This part is to the corner. My shoulders are to the corner. My elbow, if you're standing in a bow step and your right foot's forward, although you don't have to do that right now, your elbow would be over your knee. Just that's a tip. And as you turn, just like a mechanical doll, this hand is just going to move with you. This arm is going to move with you. It's going to open up a little bit more in your shoulder. Nice. So that you are palm out towards the corner and your chest is square to the initial direction. Then we're going to turn back and keep that arm and just turn as far as we can. In fact, we'll make that turn a little easier by shifting back at the same time. Turn. Now, I don't know what you call this. We're kind of letting the body take the arm with us. I don't know if you'd call it a swinging arm or not. So let's go back to that. But this is one way we coordinate our upper and lower body, right? So here we are. And this arm is going to turn too. So see your left arm is just going to turn also. And it's going to be like a puppet, a mechanical puppet. As we turn our upper body, they both rotate and they begin and end at the same time. Then they stay where they are as we shift back. Now, roll back is a really interesting movement. And if you are doing it at this point, the one thing you need to make sure of is that you keep this forward angle. I'm going to show it to you from here. So you can do this, everything I really care about today, just from here. You can do that from here. But for those people here, I think you've done shifting before, and I think we can do it this way. So turn. Now you're going to straighten your front leg and bend your back leg and keep your tilt forward. Keep your tilt forward. Check your tilt forward. Towards your right front foot. Make sure you have that tilt forward. You should feel like your shoulder is pointing in, your right shoulder is pointing in the direction of your front foot. So from here, I was turned, presenting the bird, petting its tail, like a mechanical doll, turn, as my chest went square. And now I have this turn in the opposite direction with my hands, so my fingertips are up. Gonna keep this exactly the way it is and shift back, and keep 30%, at least 30% of my weight on my front foot. If you don't feel that 30% weight on your front foot, that's looking really nice, most of you. All right. Now, I want to teach you press now that you're here. So relax a minute. For those of you, and I want to talk about press. So we've done this, and then we've come this way. And in press, I want you to think about what if you were really swinging these arms? What if you were really swinging these arms and putting energy into these arms? And what if at that moment, when you got to the end, you didn't stop because it was rollback. Instead, you let your elbow, which you've been holding in this position, right? The whole time. We've just been bringing this whole arm in this position, right? Now, let your elbow stay there. What's going to happen? Your arm's going to come in across your chest, right? So we could actually try that. We're over here. We come, let go, and it would just fly back. It would just keep going. It would just keep circling, right? It would just keep circling. What we do at the same time as we come back, and I want you to actually play with this for a minute. Swing your arms, let go of it, and turn back at the same time. Turn back, turn back. Don't worry about your other arm. Take this arm, swing it, let go of that elbow and turn back. Nice. Over here, you're square, your arm's over here. You're going to swing it, but then you're going to let go, what? Of the elbow and turn back. If you want to, you can see what it feels if you really swing it. Swing, let go, turn back. Do you feel it come into your elbow when you do that? Swing, let go, turn back. Do you feel it at all? Yes. Okay, some of you feel it. So that's what's happening. It isn't like you came and now you have to circle your arm. It's like your arm is going to go there anyway if you just let go here and if you just turn back. Now, what actually happens in press is one more thing. So I want you to get the feel of the momentum that the arm would have if you were really doing this fast. And when you practice your Tai Chi, you want to imagine that momentum. And you're doing it the easiest way. So you're bringing it in, and then you've turned back. You've turned back. You've turned back. But you do one more thing with press. You take that energy. Notice what we did. We had the energy over here. All we've done is turn here, make a little circle at the end, and turn back with our body. With that, we brought this arm. We let go of it at the right moment. It comes back in. But we had moved back, right? We had moved back. So here, and look what happened. My body shape is too small. Imagine being a balloon. that's been squished, it's gonna want to go forward, because all of that expansion, you know, your body has, you've just pulled it in. It's ready to go out. Not only that, your weight is back, really far back, but you have 30% in the front. So if at the right moment you push, it will fly forward. Your arm will just fly forward. So we don't tend to talk about it, but I want you to have the feel for it. So give it a try. Do it in slow motion. Here is our rollback. Now here is our press. We let go of the arm. We turn back square. By the way, this hand is rotating again and coming in here. We're too close. We push and expand forward. We let that body shape go forward. And actually, our spine carries it up, carries the energy up and out. Yes, Erlyn.
Sorry, can I just go back to the end of this here?
Yes.
Because, you know, I know we will like our circles in Tai Chi, everything is circles, right? So I'm looking at this now and considering really for the first time, you know, I know that there's kind of a circle here. It's not like a straight across, but so is the circle out here, or is it here? Or is it everywhere there on your arm? You know what I mean? It's like the elbow kind of comes back straight and
I think your elbow, comes in a spiral. And then it goes straight out. So this is the thing about when you finally do it, you've gathered everything in one spot in the back, and then it's going to go straight. It's going to make one final circle and go straight out. And the expression of that is going to be the expansion here, right? Here. So this arm, it's hard for me to do without the other hand. This arm is going to come in and right here, I am stored, right? I've got all this energy. I am back. It's in front of me and I'm too close. And it's got momentum. I've had momentum. And even though when I change the direction, I lose some of that, it pops back out easily, just about effortlessly. So,
yeah, thank you. I think that image of the spiraling in of the elbow, because I was concentrating on the hand mostly before, but that makes it's for the storage of it, spiraling that elbow in close, because this is pretty close for any other. Very unusual.
It's too close. It's too close. It's closer than your body shape. It's a violation, but it's a violation for a purpose. That's my interpretation. I've never heard a teacher say that. Okay, that's my interpretation. We're like a ball. We're like a spring. You compress us, and we expand back naturally. We know this. This is what we're doing in push, right? We feel like we're just a little, we're not here, which would be really comfortable in our body shape, right? We're here. It's just a little too close, right? And we've got all of this, all of the springiness of our body that we can put into it, along as we get this energy, it's here and it moves here, so we can bring it all together. And I suspect there's all sorts of waveforms and things that work to make it more and more powerful, where you end up finishing it with the physics. But it's press in my understanding is that press in Chinese is what you do on the subway. It's what you do when I don't know, there's a lot of women in the group today, and when if you've ever been pregnant, what do you do when you're in a crowded room? Because everybody thinks you'll turn sideways to get through. I don't know if you had that experience when you were like 9 months pregnant, but there you are waddling along and you can't get out because nobody makes way for you, because everybody makes way for people who are smaller going this way, you know. And they move a little, but they have no conception that you're out there so far, right? So you're trying to make room. And in a subway, you know, it's like sometimes you'll just sort of stand so that there's like more room, you know. It's like, I'm not going to stand like this. Yes, like you just take up room, right? Well, press is the art kind of expanding. So it's not, so yes, press has a push in it. This hand, let's finish teaching press here. So this left hand is just going to travel with the turn. It's got an easy trajectory and it rotates. You're going to see it from here. Maybe it helps better. So it's going to do this. You see, it's really just, I'm going to just drop the other arm so you can see it. It's really easy and simple what it's doing, but then it can push, right? It can push. This arm is not pushing. It is a whole body expansion. At least that's how I feel it. You are too contracted and it expands. Everything here at your body just gets back to its shape. And this your expansion is helped by your body's moving forward, right? It's helped by that. And if to the extent you need it, you'll be directing energy into this hand in a push. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you can't push something until you're up against it. So you have to like, it's like this arm is just like getting right in there, up against it, and then it's all going together there.
Yes. Yes. It's all going together. And so try it. Try it. Just roll back. Feel the storage and feel your body expand as you push forward.
Evie,
Yes.
this may not be correct, but because I envision it as a squeeze from what the Chinese describe it as, I feel like the energy is coming up and through both arms, there's almost, as well as expanding, there's almost that squeezing to one point.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. So you think of it
From here, as well as expanding.
I absolutely agree with
squeezing.
I absolutely agree with the fact that it all comes to one point. And I feel like yes, I feel like the expand, everything is in the service of that. So I agree with that. I don't know what are you moved your arms like this. I don't feel a need to move my arms like this.
Yeah.
To me, everything is coming forward. Feels very different from push though.
Yeah.
It feels very different from push. I really, and people just don't talk about this move. It's almost like a throwaway move. So I really wanted to do it. Plus I wanted to make the point that our arms are, we talk about coordinating our upper and lower body or our, but our body parts together, like doing things at the same time. But in actuality, we're using our connections in our body all the time, turning them off and turning them on and manipulating them so we can be efficient in how we're moving them. So we're throwing this arm, right? I mean, we're throwing this arm. We're trying to get somebody and throw them down. And if we succeed in that, if we don't succeed in that, we come back and we want to have stored in the very act of coming back. And then have the, but it's very much, this is the first, I don't know if any of you have felt this, it's like, when do you feel it coming up your back, from your leg into your center? And this was the first movement where I felt the wave come up my back. That was just a personal aha for me, that something was going on. So I have a very strong attachment to press. And I feel it does not get the time, it's like taught, and it's got a funny word, and what does it mean? And people say, it's like you're getting bigger, and like you said, Donna, it's like squeeze, but it's kind of like squeeze out, right? In this sense, it's like, so but I don't know, you may know more about anybody here.
And I may be exaggerating by actually doing that, but it's almost to me like you've got one little narrow point that it's all going to.
This I understand, and I would contend that what I believe Master Yang would say, I don't mean to put words in his mouth, but he has said this before. He said, when you are really transmitting energy, like you're really doing it, there is a specific location that you want the release of energy to be happening in. Absolutely. So and I certainly feel that, right? I come in here. Now, how far do I want to go? Do I just want to go this far? That's a different thing than going this far, which is way too far to be effective, right?
Right.
It's way too far, right? You can't do it, right? So you have to do it within your, but you try it sometime. I mean, just try try thinking of different things, like with your swing. You could think that you're going to swing, but you're going to touch something. You've just been swinging your arm. So you're swinging your arm like this, swinging your arm, swinging your arm, swinging your arm. And then just, I don't know, do other people have this thing? If I say, oh, I want to swing my arm and I want to stop at 45 degrees in a particular spot, oh, I missed it. But interestingly, this is at 45 degrees, Now it's at 45 degrees. So, it's like you can, right? You can, but that's, if you wanted to smack something, right? Swing and smack. I think we all know how to do that, right? Don't we? Right? And you can pick your spot, right? Pick your spot. Pick your spot. You can pick your spot. How does our body know how to do that? I don't know, but if you put your mind there, your body knows how to do it. That's how we catch balls, your body will position itself to do it. So where else do we see this kind of thing happening? Because I think everybody here has at least had some of the long form. Aha. Yes, Lynn has it. The obvious one. Come on. Where do we see this happening elsewhere? How about this? Or, right? That's what Erlyn was saying. Yeah, like single whip, right? So if you know single whip, which I think everybody in the class at the moment does, right? If you know single whip, why don't you do single whip from push and see if you can feel that the arms feel how your upper body turn is making a difference, and where it turns away and when it turns away. Now, it's not quite true, but in general, your hands don't move without your torso, without your waist turning. It's a good rule of the road. So you don't just move your arms there. And we know this, but we've learned, oh, and we turn. But I want you to really feel connected, as if in all of your Tai Chi, the way you turn, you're the center of you, your center of gravity and everything attached to it. Your center, the way you turn it is going to impact where your arms go. All right. So even though we say put this here and turn this there, it's connected, just like press. So that's press is our exploration for today. For those of you who know, I think everybody here knows grasp the bird's tail. Before we leave, shall we just do grasp the bird's tail? Because you can really feel it, I think, in grasp the bird's tail. And let's do there's several forms that begin this way. So let's just, let's do it from, actually, I guess we should do it from, well, we'll do it from the beginning of the long form since you folks, you know that. So I'm gonna turn away from you so that I'm going in this direction after I do it. So we're gonna opening. Left ward off. Just as you do this, realize how your body's moving. This is a great one. We're shifting back, turning right. The arm travels with us. And then look, this rotation and pull as you come back is following that turn of our body. Here's where we were. Roll back. Press. Push. Oh, push that baby out there. There you go. So now you can play on push, for example, with how compressed you get. Like, oh, that's too compressed. But where is the sweet spot that makes you feel maximum storage to pushing out? The other thing you can do on push as a practice is as you come over and back and push down with your front foot as you want to finish so you don't fall over. More about that another day. Any final questions? Are we okay?
Good.
All right. All right. Thank you for exploring with me.
Explorations.
Thank you.